It's August 29th, 1971, and I'm 18 years old. I have just become paralyzed in a car accident. I'm a paraplegic, and what? Now I can't get on the subway, get on a bus, get a job, get people to stop staring at me, get a lover who isn't freaked out by my spasmy bladder, my atrophied legs, or get anyone to really think I can do whatever I want with my life. What is wrong with this world? I'm a newly disabled woman with no role models, no sisters, no information that the world is about to change, that thousands of people with disabilities all over the world are going to disrupt this worldview. They are going to yell and scream and protest and pass laws and protest again and file lawsuits and get into leadership positions and start new organizations run by and for people with disabilities. But this isn't about that story, as important as that story is. This is a story about our sisters, our wild sisters. What is WILD? WILD is the Women's Institute on Leadership and Disability, a magical time where over 20 disabled women from 20 countries come to Oregon for 3 weeks of intensive training that will change their lives and change all of us, but also it will help the thousands of disabled women and girls when they return to their home countries. This is the story of WILD, where we create a new reality, a new perspective, a new truth, a new sense of what it means to be a disabled woman, a new sense of pride, a joyous sense of our culture, our bodies, our languages, our passions, and our dreams. And it is also the story of the hideous discrimination that we face, the atrocious sexual, physical, and emotional abuse we face. WILD is the coming together of hundreds of women of many types of disabilities who finally have the chance to come together, to yell, to sign, to shout, to embrace, to learn, to share, to announce to the world that enough is enough. We are loud, we are proud, and we are passionate. we are a tribe of people. Some of us who have our own language, our own culture. We have different ways of being in this world. We celebrate our wheelchairs, our canes, our sign language. We are fine the way we are. To enter this beautiful, unjust, wonderful, disappointing, miraculous world we have been given. But some of our parents put us up for adoption or put us in institutions where we could barely endure. Or the neighbors, the doctors told our parents to get rid of us, to throw us away, to hide us, to put us in the garbage bin. Because we are girls, because we are disabled girls, useless, defective, with no future or worth. But someone believed in us. A mother, a father, a grandmother, a sister, a friend, a teacher, and we survived. Yes, we thrived, and we pledged to stop this form of discrimination toward our other sisters.
I am Shirmin from Bangladesh. When I was born, people in my family wanted to throw me in the dustbin because I am a disabled person and a woman. But my parents love me very much. I am the first child of my parents. Always my parents wanted me to study and be self-independent. But there are many families in our country who do not give disabled children their own dignity. That is why I wanted to work with women with disabilities who are neglected in our society.
When Raluca was born, her parents were asked if they want to give her for adoption. The doctors told them they were young and they could have other healthy babies. Even from the start, they said they will keep her. They hoped and prayed she will be joyful and creative, friendly. Maybe she will share their passion for travel and reading. And because they believed, she did. I am Raluca from Romania, and I want to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity and supporting me to study, work, and empower other people.
And some men, some of the older men, the younger men, abused us, raped us. Sometimes it was the father, the uncle, the neighbor, or the stranger. We faced abuse by the new wife, the mother-in-law. Sometimes it was the brother who was taking care of us. Sometimes no one believed us, not our parents, our family, the police, our courts.
I was born in a small village where you cannot find formal education for girls. I then went to live with my uncle in the city. Thereafter, I experienced domestic violence when he wants to rape me. At the same time, his wife beat me because I told the truth to our neighbors. Ground it all, I was sent back to the village.
This is Gina Rose from the Philippines. I was an acid attack victim, but now no longer a victim of my past, but a victor in my present and future.
The key to reaching our full potential is education, to get jobs, to get out of the house, to get respect, to get to be leaders. We need to be in the preschools, in the kindergarten, in the public schools, in the private schools, showing non-disabled kids that we are cool too, that we can learn and play and be bad and be good. We need to be at the universities and colleges to get our bachelors, our masters, our doctorates, our postdoctorates, our Fulbright scholarships. But some of us can't be. Why? Because you won't let us in your schools, your kindergartens, your universities, your language programs. Which one of you made this happen? The architects? The administrators? Who are the people who built the schools without the ramps? Who are the people that denied us admission because we are blind or because we are deaf? Because you said there isn't enough money for sign language interpreters and you couldn't afford them. Because you said there aren't any sign language interpreters. Because you said that the other kids couldn't cope with a person with a disability in the class. Because you listened to the parents of non-disabled kids and thought they were more important. Because you lack the initiative, the intelligence to understand that all people are created equal. No, I really mean all people. You made a big mistake because it did not stop all of us. Some of us crawled up the steps to get to the university. Some of our mothers and fathers and grandmothers took us and carried us up those steps. Some of our aunts and uncles or teachers, yes, some of our teachers insisted we get in. And some professionals fought for our right to get in.
My name is Stella from Malawi. I'm a woman with disabilities. When I was born in a family of 9, parents believed in me. They sent me to school. But the community I lived had negative thoughts around educating a girl with disabilities. They discouraged my parents. They said a lot of bad words. For example, educating a child with disabilities is just as good as educating an insane person that does not have a future.
Some of us sued your school districts and lost. And some of us sued your school districts and won. And yes, some of us graduated, we got our masters, we became lawyers. And did you know that in some countries in the global south, less than 1% of disabled women and girls are literate? Who is it that made this happen? Who brought this on? Who will confess to the sin of discrimination? And who among us will change that? And who will say enough is enough? We are at Wild, surrounded by sisters from around the world. We are learning self-defense. We are shouting and signing, no, stop, back off. We are learning how to use our wheelchairs and our canes to be our weapons. We are hurling armor in the shins and the eyes of our assailants. We know how to strike back, how to sense danger, how to protect ourselves, defend ourselves. We, women and girls with disabilities, are even more likely to have violence, sexual, physical, and emotional abuse hurled at us than non-disabled women. But no woman, no person should ever experience violence. We, as disabled women leaders, have had enough.
I'm Joyce from Vanuatu. I was born missing left leg. Growing up, I faced a lot of discrimination from community members and relatives from my partner, which they actually sent me out. Gender-based violence has been a problem in my country, which has 98% of women and children do not have access to formal justice systems. My dream and my passion is to be a lawyer, study here in US, get a degree. So cross your arms with me to be loud, proud, and passionate, saying no to violence.
We are changing the world. We have met with the leaders of international development programs, the ones who coordinate the emergency response programs during earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, bombings, the devastation imploding our world as the climate changes. Some of you have left us behind. We could not get out with our wheelchairs. We could not hear the alarms or read the signs. You did not plan for us. You did not plan with us. But now we have met your leaders. We have met and led the people who led the programs to end hunger and violence, literacy. We have met you, and some of you have ignored us, and some of you have joined us. We are the same and we are different, but we are not your second priority. We are your first priority, and you should have included us the hundreds of years before, the hundreds of years that you have excluded us. We were not invited to your workshops on HIV, sexual assault, or domestic violence, or welcome at your clinics on family planning or cancer screening.
Hello. It is important that we promote the rights of women with disabilities
so they may be successful in the pursuit of their lives. Here are some areas where we can support them: to increase awareness of HIV, to provide vocational training, to deliver health care and reproductive health, to obtain access to classrooms in school, and to educate parents, and so much more. These services should be available between those who have disabilities and those who do not. Nobody should be left out. Any progress that is made among those not having disabilities should also be made among those who do. Together, we can obtain and experience a better quality of life.
We are not waiting for you to serve your target populations first. We are your target population. We are not waiting for you to apply for extra funds to start a pilot program or for you to train your staff on disability. Why is it okay to exclude us from buildings, programs, services, by simply saying, we're not ready yet? What is it about disability that makes it okay, even today, to blatantly discriminate against us? We are no longer waiting for you. It is time for you to come infiltrate us. Come to our disabled women's organizations, to our homes, to our communities. It is time for you to find and infiltrate us, to join us. We are in 89 countries around the world and growing every day, every minute. We are building an army, a powerful, peaceful army. We are training other disabled women and younger sisters to expect everything from this world. We are going to rural villages and big cities, bringing our disabled sisters out of their homes. We are talking to parents so they can see that their child can grow up to be disabled or deaf, to be beautiful, to be proud.
It hasn't been so easy convincing people of things I'm capable of. Some years ago, I was discouraged to do a degree program because of my disability. Connecting with sisters with different disabilities from all over the world has made me realize I can still fulfill my dream. I will achieve my goal and do the degree program. Nothing is impossible.
Or as one sister said, don't try to live up to society's expectations. They're much too low.
My name is Beyza. I'm from Turkey. Usually, we are the only ones with a disability in our communities, and messages from non-disabled people can be very discouraging. This is why surrounding ourselves with loud, proud, and passionate women is very empowering, because this reminds us how much we have done so far and how much we can do in the future.
We have invisible shields that radiate from us, a right-sparing attitude. We are fueled with strength and solidarity from our disabled sisters. We are taking risks. We are building our self-confidence. We get strength from our faith, our souls, our thoughts, our music. And we get our strength from the love we feel from trusted friends, and from our non-disabled allies, and from enlightened policymakers, and from our own fearless leaders. We get the strength from our families, and maybe from you. Yes, you, the audience. I see a world where disabled women and children and people of all gender orientations and sexualities get the health care that they need side by side with our non-disabled sisters, to plan to have children or not have children, to be a mother or a scientist or both or neither. A world where we have laws with teeth, real teeth, laws that have consequences if you don't implement them.
We will no longer tolerate a government that takes our claims as if we were asking for a favor. I want a world where conventions and treaties are ratified with a real intention of applying them. The law should be put into effect. It is not a favor, it is a right.
It's December 9th, 2019. It's been 48 years since I joined the tribe of disability. The hours are ticking by in the journey of our lives. We have just a few precious moments to be our best selves, to create a more just world, to celebrate, to renew ourselves. We want to love and be loved. We want to be at the table. We want to be in the decision-making process. We are running for mayor in Sri Lanka. We are the Minister of Labor and Social Affairs in Armenia. We are the leaders of NGOs. We are political candidates, technicians, teachers, and activists. We are skiers and bicyclists and rock climbers and writers and artists and more.
My name is Anush. I am from Armenia. As a woman with disabilities, I have rights. Rights to education, rights to work, rights to culture. And now I feel me more self-confident. People are hearing my voice. Why? Really, do you want to know why? Because I am a decision maker. You must raise your voice. And remember, no one, I mean no one, can raise your voice in your place.
I want all people to know about the law and the right for persons with disability. I hope many hopes, but the most important is to have employment for women with disability, so they can be powerful and dependent on themselves.
I have a job. I can travel alone. I can do everything. I want to tell the other women with disabilities, get out from their home, their community, to see the beauty of the world.
Soy Estefanía. Nací en Colombia.
My name is Estefania. I am from Colombia, but I lived in Panama for the last 6 years. The road has not been easy, but the goal is to empower more women so that, like me, they can get out of the overprotections of their family. Because of that, I go and talk to each one of them and their families, and I help them to explore their surroundings, to take the subway, so they can acquire self-confidence.
Me siento orgullosa,
I feel proud, powerful, and passionate. I want to change more lives, to continue fighting every day to change the reality of my country, because it's worth the fight. Someone fought for the rights that I have at this moment, and it is my duty to strive and fight for future generations of people with disabilities.
Can you imagine a world as it should be? I can. I will. I'm doing it right now. You need to visualize it with your soul. You need to believe it with your brain. And you need to commit to it with your budget. Every budget for every program, for every organization in every country, in every government of the world needs to include money to make those programs inclusive. When your budget includes funding for reasonable accommodation, then you can talk to us about inclusion. You need to use those funds for sign language interpreters, braille materials, computer technology, personal assistants, guides, advocates, transportation, whatever is needed to create this world. We have demonstrated, we have lobbied, we have requested politely, and we have demanded rudely. We have outrageously, joyously fought for justice, and we celebrate.
I do not believe that being a woman with disabilities is a curse, as it is believed in my community, but it is a blessing that I always celebrate.
We celebrate our victories, and we invite you to join us, because tonight we are celebrating the world as it should be. Reginald Robinson. Reginald and Claire. Thank you, thank you. One more hand, Reginald and Claire. Unbelievable. And Thank you so much. We also want to give a round of applause to our sign language interpreters, Logan, Kelly, our amazing transcriptionist, Jenna, and our filmers, our sound crew, everyone, Capelli, Miles, we want to thank you. And now we want to turn up the lights and really make sure that people are really, yeah, you are here. We couldn't see you. And we have a few minutes. As some of you know, both Reginald and Claire are MacArthur Fellows, and we all collaborated together on this project. And we just want to give you a few minutes to ask a few questions before the reception. Does anyone out there have a question? And Ashley's got a mic. Right before we start, I have to thank one more person who, when you dream up all these things, that's great, but you really need someone who knows how to pull it all together and make those things happen. Will you all please join me in thanking Ashley Holben, who worked tirelessly on this. Ashley, where are you? There she is. Couldn't have done it without you, Ashley. We have a question. Get started. Yes? How did the question over here, how did this get started? Do you want to say, Claire?
Oh, we met at a MacArthur Fellows forum, and Susan, just being the force of nature and just endlessly full of ideas, light being that she is, approached both of us and said, let's do something together. And how could anybody say no to this woman? So we said, yes, let's do something. We don't know what, but let's get together in Chicago and talk about it and make something, and then let's come to Eugene and celebrate this incredible organization. And so that's really as complicated as it was. It was this brilliant woman saying, let's do something, and us saying, yeah, okay, we're totally along for the ride, whatever you want to do. Is that accurate, Reginald?
That is accurate.
And if I can say something, I was at the MacArthur Fellows reunion, and I heard Reginald play, and I was just completely blown away. I just never had heard a musician so talented, Reginald. And then a few years later, Claire played and was also blown away. And not only are they both fabulous musicians, but there's something about their heart, or as we say in Hebrew, their neshama, their soul, that just really spoke to me that these were the people that I wanted to work with, and I was right. They are amazing. So sweet, so thank you. Yes?
Claire, were you humming during the bass flute piece?
I was indeed.
It was delightful. It was just delightful. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, an interesting thing happens with this. I know it looks like a piece of plumbing that you pull out of your bathroom, that bass flute, but it's a beautiful instrument. It has the range of a cello. But a really interesting thing happens when you hum in the same register as the bass flute. And you get these incredibly consonant sonorities, which is difficult to do on this instrument because there's a little more resistance. And so I love just playing. That's actually a setting of a 5th century hymn that I can play a little counterpoint with myself. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm curious, Claire, as to whether you scored the work of Reginald when you were playing together. Did you write your own score, or how did you do that?
No, we just it's kind of different every time we play it, but I mean, I play the piano part and I pick up the right hand and sometimes add a little, I don't know, a little something fluty and showy, and I look over there to make sure that I'm not doing something distasteful, and the composer's
No, you wouldn't.
No. You know, we just kind of go back and forth, and sometimes I laugh because I just like to hear him play, but no, there isn't any kind of formal arrangement, and this is the first time we play these tunes. Yes, I guess you could, I don't know about the sophisticated part, but the jamming part, yes.
Reginald, you want to talk a little bit, especially composing that last piece too?
Oh, well, yeah. I wrote that last piece, The Heroines of the Continents. I wrote that about a week and a half ago. Yeah. And I was pressed to try to figure out what I wanted to write. And the melody just came out of nowhere. And I was like, wow. So I as I say, I stayed up from sunup to sunup. And then some, I don't rarely sleep when it's a work like that that is important, and if the melody is, if I think the melody is good, and I have something, I'm like, okay, I can't go to sleep. So yeah, I put a lot of work into it, and I was thinking, I said, well, how can what title can I give to this song to give respect, honor? Because I was here earlier this year. I was here in July. And I got a chance to experience the WOW program and met the ladies from 22 different countries. And so that was a great inspiration in the title and the melody. I wanted to make, and Susan told me what she wanted. The final thing was, because I was trying to figure out like what kind of melody can I make? What should the attitude of this be? And she told me, well, it was 3 things you told me. You told me feisty, righteous anger, and you said optimistic fortitude. And I said, okay. Yeah. So that was, yeah. That's what I was aiming at when I wrote the melody, the emotions in it. So yeah. Thank you. So.
How are you doing, Ashley? Do we have time for one more? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just enchanted watching and listening to the two of you play together, and I'm wondering if you've ever collaborated together before, or if this is the first time, and what it was like to play and collaborate together.
This is wonderful. This was the first time. Yeah, and Claire is amazing.
Well, this guy is amazing. He sat down in Chicago and just started playing, and he brought out just stacks of this beautiful music. I mean, you have written so much music, and all of it is so gorgeous. And so I just started fumbling around and trying to pick out the right hand, and occasionally a little licks in the left hand. And we were at the studio in Chicago, and I don't know how many hours went by, but we were just playing. And I was like, well, I can do this.
Yeah.
For the next, several years. Just very happy.
The piano and flute sound so beautiful together. I'm hearing, I've never done a collaboration, a duet with flute, just flute, and I see it's really a beautiful instrument. It's like it reminds me of like a violin. It has I don't know, they sound good together.
Might there be more collaboration together in the future?
Without a doubt. Yeah.
One more, okay.
So this is really powerful in terms of bringing to the fore girls and women with disabilities, and the power in the music with the stories and the visuals. Where do you go from here? Where do you take this? What's next?
Oh, was that a question for me?
It was for each of you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I'm looking to collaborate again and take it across the country, and
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think the truth is we don't know. We don't.
Yeah.
We didn't know how it was going to go tonight. So.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And maybe I can just say, this was a dream, and a little, as some of you know, just didn't know exactly how it was going to come out. But I guess for me, working in this field for so many years and saying the same things over and over and fighting, and thought, what if we say those same things in a different way? And what if we say those things with the power of music? So this is really what it says is a collaboration of artistry, creativity, and activism. And hopefully that maybe this will make a difference in the world, and more things to come. So that's the hope and the dream. We have a fabulous reception, either down the stairs or with the elevator. We have lots of food, we have drinks, we have Reginald CDs. You have time to talk to Reginald and Claire. We have a lot of things we really hope to see you and celebrate with you, because I know this was very intense, but this is really, as I said at the end, this is a night of celebration. And I just wanted to take this last moment to really personally thank each and every one of you who came. I can't really see you all exactly because of the lights, but downstairs I will see you for sure. And I want to just thank the MIUSA staff, the board of directors of MIUSA, the homestay families who I'm sure are here, the businesses who support us, and all of you who just came tonight, because it really is going to take each and every one of us to really make this a better and more just world. And with that, I think all three of us thank you, and we look forward to seeing you downstairs.